Hi, it's Orit Krug here, and today we are talking about that frustrating feeling when you speak up about your needs, you tell your partner what you want, and it just seems to go over their head, like they haven't listened at all. And I want to share with you the two most common reasons why this happens in relationships when we still are holding on to past trauma. Now, the most common thing that I hear when I first start working with women or um, before we start working together is that it just feels like they don't give a shit about me. They don't care about my needs. They're not listening to me at all. And while that might be true, I'm really doubting that they're true. Like, I really believe that your partner cares about you if they've really committed to being with you. Then let's talk about these two other possibilities, because once we dig a little bit deeper after this initial complaint and feeling like maybe they just don't care about me, it's usually one or two of these things. So the first thing is that as you're talking about your needs or asserting your needs, you're in a dysregulated state. So you're either raising your voice, or you're so anxious that you're freezing up and you're not really talking in complete sentences because it's so anxiety provoking to talk up and share what you need, or anything in between. So either way, you are saying what you need while you're in a stress response instead of in a regulated, calm, cool place in your window of tolerance of your nervous system. So what happens with that is that what happens in relationships, in any relationship that we're in, whether it's romantic or family, whatever, is that we will dysregulate nervous systems, or we will co-regulate. And when we're calm, our partner will more likely be calm. When we get really, really anxious, they're going to dysregulate right along with you and also feel anxious. And when they're in a stressful state, as they're trying to listen to you or trying to receive what you're saying, when we're in a stressful state, our prefrontal cortex, this higher functioning part of our brain that actually makes sense of words, that processes and interprets language, goes offline. So as you're trying to tell them what you need, they neurophysiologically cannot receive it. Instead, that part of their brain goes offline, and now they're in a survival state. So it's not that they don't want to listen to you, it's that they can't receive what you're saying in that kind of situation. The second most common reason is that whatever your trauma is, it has taught you that it's not safe to be heard and seen, and it's actually much safer to stay small. So even when you ask for something or assert something, you are still being small. So for example, I was meeting with one of my clients today who was telling me how stressed she was about her husband and her kids and all the responsibilities, and that when we dug in a little bit deeper about how she asked or asserted her needs, she started out really strong, like, I need you to really help with the dishes because blah, blah, blah. And maybe you can help with taking out the trash too. You know what, never mind. I'll just do it myself. It's fine. And what started out really strong ended up being coming in with a lot of uncertainty, with communicating mistrust, like, never mind, don't do it. I can handle it. You can't. And like, it wasn't even worth for her to be heard. It wasn't even worth for her to complete her request in a strong, assertive way. And when we communicate that uncertainty and that lack of trust, then they're going to feel the same thing. Like, okay, maybe I really can't handle it. Maybe even if I do this task, like, I'm not even going to help at all. I'm just going to stress her out more. Or, we need to be really assertive and sure and communicate that, because our body language and our tone and the rhythm of our voice as we're making requests is more important than anything we say with words. And so if our bodies don't believe that it's safe to be seen and be heard and be bigger and take up more space and also feel confident and calm making requests from our very own partners, then that's going to show, and that's going to have that effect on our partners where they can't really process what we're asking. And that is what we need to do. We need to feel comfortable and confident in our bodies as we assert ourselves, being calm, and also being, taking up space and being big and showing that there's value to what we need. And if we don't place importance on our own requests, then they are not going to remember what we even said, and they're not going to place importance either. It's like I'm like a chronic late person, and so I used to show up to work late, and so I'd really rush to park my car. And while I was parking my car, I was just thinking about getting in the door, getting in on time. What if my boss sees me? Blah, blah, blah. And I was thinking about all of that while I was parking my car, so that when it was the end of the day and I went out in the parking lot, I'm like, holy shit, where did I park my car? I don't even remember, because I didn't pay attention to that memory. I didn't put attention to that detail because that wasn't important. And so we need to also express ourselves with value and bigness or greatness so that they can place value on what we're asking for too. And if this is something that you've tried before, and it's like, no matter what you tell yourself or what you try to, tell yourself to change in your behavior with your conscious mind, it's just when it comes to the moment, everything goes, out the window, then we need to dig a little bit deeper. There's trauma stored in your body that is making you respond, or rather react, in a way that it is not safe to speak up and assert your needs. So if that is the case for you, I'd love to invite you to book a free relationship review with me, where we will see where the trauma is stored in your body and what is the trauma that is holding this pattern in place, and create a map so that you understand the steps that you need to take to access, release it, and create new patterns where you are confidently asserting yourself and your partner is hearing you, seeing you, respecting you, and of course, loving you. So if you're interested in booking that free and obligation-free relationship review, click to the side above or below, and I'm looking forward to meet. Bye.